So Canon Korea reached out to me and gave me a chance to see the C80 camera and asked me if I would take this and make something with it. So I was excited at the opportunity. We pitched some ideas. I tried to think in a short time frame. Where could I go? What could I film? And they basically gave me one guideline. They said, please don't go to Jeju-do and film something. I went to Jeju-do and filmed, but that's not what the film is. For many years, I've used the Canon flagship cameras. So when I saw the C70 originally, and then also the C80 this time, the form factor has a lot of inherited similarities. So it felt very comfortable in that way. But then you turn the camera around, it's really built out to be a more fully featured cinema camera, but in such a small package. It's very reliable, it's very fast. And so those aspects make it a really exciting camera for me. In this process of trying to think of an idea, thought about what would it be like to tell the story of a screenwriter trying to write a script. Every scriptwriter in Korea that I know, they go and they sit in a coffee shop with their computer and they try to write their movie. So I went to a local coffee shop, which is named after a John Cage composition. This is a film that has two actors, scriptwriter, and the character that he was writing. When shooting with actors, I always like to keep things as simple as possible. The C80 is a camera that I think works perfectly in this kind of scenario, in that it's small, it has internal ND filters, it's easy to operate. The autofocus works really well. Especially in low light, I found that the autofocus has really improved, so that even shooting with a shallow depth of field, I could track faces or pull off complex shots. One of the guidelines for this film was that we would try to do things as simply as possible. A lot of this film is set in nighttime, and so I knew that we'd be working with a lot of night scenes, a lot of minimal lighting. I wanted to see what the camera sensor could achieve just with street lights and traffic lights. So the triple base ISO was really useful in this circumstance, to be able to rate the sensor at a higher setting and still get a very clean image that looks great on a big screen. A few things I was really excited about, that it now has an SDI port, which is industry standard for monitoring. Camera also now has a new sensor. While the C70 produces a really beautiful image, this, I think, builds on that and gives a little bit more detail and also a little bit more flexibility in the post-production. The 6K and the 4K image raw camera data is so flexible in crafting and shaping the image. And cut them off. So this short film was very much an experiment. As we improvised and made up the film as we went along, I operated the camera myself. I edited and color corrected. This really is a powerhouse of a cinema camera, but in such a small form factor.